time to take this scum down. Check all your systems are functioning correctly. Your weapon systems, your shield systems, and your nostalgia systems. Today we're going for a killer of time.
Whew, okay, I might be a little too into this game. These nostalgia goggles might be more powerful than I thought. Tyrian 2000 was a re-release of Tyrian. It added a 5th episode and fixed a few things from the original. The game was on PC and was created by Epic Mega Games, otherwise known as Epic Games. Otherwise known as the goddamn people that made Gears of War! Are you, like, serious right now? How do you go from a game like this to a game like this? Yes, I'm aware it's not that strange, but it just went from a game I absolutely adore and love to a franchise I don't even care about. Hey, Epic Games, make one of these please, modern and up to date, okay, thanks. Whew, okay, well, if you couldn't tell from the fact I said it 2 seconds ago, I really like this game. Countless hours poured into this. My youthful nights spent playing this game in the dark. Why in the dark, you may ask? Well, I was a simple kid and it made me feel like I was in space. But as I stated in the intro, this is the killer of time. My time, as in my childhood time. Since back then I didn't have enough money for games, plus I had limited consoles. So for me, this was the game. Which might seem like an odd thing for people who have played it, because anyone who has played it from start to finish would tell you that it's not very long. Well, it isn't. But back then, I had very limited things I could play, so I just replayed a bunch of my old games. Also used to use the game to vent on days of what kids would call stress, aka not getting their own way most of the time. Had an argument with the parents? Tyrian 2000. Had a bad day at school? Tyrian 2000. Got really annoyed because you already beat Tyrian 2000 over the weekend? Tyrian 2000. You seeing a pattern yet? Now, when it comes to actually talking about whether the game is good or not, well, I know quite a few people that don't like it. The story had me lost from the word go. I have no idea what the plot of this game is at all. I know some basic things like the main enemy you're going against is called Microsoft? And that this guy shot your best friend in the back and now you're out for revenge. But yeah, I seriously thought it said Microsoft. I guess that's what I get for only skimming over the text. So you travel the galaxy, visiting different planets, fighting unique spaceships and enemies, and deadly bosses, deadly bosses when you don't have the item set to be able to kill them in about 2 seconds. That was one of the main issues I had with the game, really. If you managed to get a certain setup, you could defeat bosses in the blink of an eye. I would even specifically play through the game without getting certain items, just for the challenge. But here's one item I'll never skip. The carrot ship! Yeah! Why is there a carrot ship in the game? Fuck if I know. I think that is one of the main reasons I like this game so much, is that it wasn't afraid to do silly things. It's a carrot shooting hot dogs. It's a work of art. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to explain why this game is actually so good in my opinion. Let me tell you a tale of a young boy first playing Tyrian 2000. So somehow I acquire a demo disc, and on that demo disc, a demo of the game. Back then I'd just play some demos to get a feeling of what's out because I couldn't get anything. So I figure I haven't played many side-scroller shooters, sure I'll give it a try.
Little did I know I'd sold my soul to the devil the moment I installed the game.
In other words, the game drew me in pretty quick. Now this was a pretty hefty demo. It was the entire first episode, which is about 10 stages. You could get a vast majority of the power-ups and ships, so I just played the demo over and over again, saving up the money that I got for the very interesting upgrade system. And I don't think I've ever seen a shmup use this system anymore, and it's a damn shame. The game starts you off with 10,000 points. You have a few selections of rear and front guns, all with their own base price. From there, you use the points you earn from playing the stages to upgrade your weaponry, your shielding, your generators. You can have options and different ships, your armor, the spread and power of your weaponry. It's a system that I fell in love with, and so far I have not seen a shmup that has used a similar system. It's all get the power-ups either on the field or pretty much have no change in weaponry whatsoever. Just a static shmup that maybe you might get a triple shot instead of a single, but it seems when it comes to shmups nowadays, bullet hell is the craze. Skipping forward quite a few years after that, I came to find out that Tyrian 2000 became open source. I actually found a website that allowed you to download the full experience. It was a whole website devoted to the game with custom ships, information about it, just everything you needed to know. And since I'd never had a chance to play the full game, I jumped at the opportunity. Yes, I finally get to see what's past episode 1! Okay, I said this game can get pretty silly, but it's shooting its tongue at me! At some point, I want to go back into the game and read all the story text, because if this can be explained, then holy shit! Episode 4 is full of weird things like this. And considering 2000 added the 5th episode, that means this is the final boss you fight! I can't understand the confusion people must have felt. I'm actually worried that the story is going to make sense of it, and that All joking aside, this game was a ton of fun for me. There were so many power-ups to choose, so many places to go. There were different branching paths, and each one had their own weapons they could buy from the shop. Most of the places felt different. The graphics were interesting and very colourful, and the music just rocked! Some of my best memories as an early PC gamer came from this game. Staying up in my room to the late hours of the night, playing Tyrian 2000. The game had a lovely difficulty curve, with the first episode being relatively easy, to then the bosses having multiple forms you couldn't spam against, and enemies just shooting everything at you like modern day bullet hells. Tyrian 2000 was a big part of my childhood, and I still go back regularly to play the game again. If you haven't played it, I definitely encourage you to go to GOG.com and download it yourself. You know what? I'm gonna go play it right now. I'll see you next time on the next Pixelated Memories. Hey, I have a Facebook, you know. You get sneak peeks of what I'm doing next and stuff. Also, follow me on Twitter to be able to hear what I'm doing 24/7. I make other videos as well. If you click the one on the left, you can see my top 5 retro bosses. If you click the video on the right, you can see me play stupid games on my gaming channel. Also, if a comment section isn't enough for you to talk about this kind of stuff, I have a forum too, where there's a whole section dedicated to Pixelated Memories.